Hello, welcome to episode 222 in the Datapack tutorial series of version 1.2, 1.8. This will work in quite a few earlier versions as well. We're going to be compressing items using the useRemainder component. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We'll press that for no reason. And then I'll do a bit of waffling, because you can always use the timestamps to jump ahead. So here I have 64 cobblestone. Now my recipe is already there because I've tested it. It won't be there if you haven't already crafted it, so let's do it like that. And we're going to get cobblestone. But if you look, we've got a difference. We've got cobblestone, and we have compressed cobblestone. Right-click to decompress. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Now, it doesn't stack it all up. The last one goes into the slot. But this was suggested to me by Starflyer, who plays on the Infernium server. And I think I prefer this. So I can right-click it. But it comes out, I find that whenever I decompress my cobble, because we were using an instant eat and a function and a macro and stuff, and it was like, and you'd have like 3-4 stacks of cobblestone, which is probably too much. If you're just doing a bit of building, bop, 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 there we go, I've got 46 already. Bop, bop, then I got 64. So, I prefer this. It's a bit tamer, or as Starflyer said, a bit more precise, which makes sense. We are doing a lot less stuff as well. A lot less stuff. I've never used useRemainder before. I'm going to have to try and use it for some other things as well. Now, one disadvantage, although it's not really a disadvantage to be honest, if I compress it and I go into Creative and I right click, nothing happens. Now, the reason for that is useRemainder only kicks in if the stack size goes down. And because I'm in Creative, my stack size isn't going down. So you can see I've got 7 of it. It stays at 7. So in Creative, the stack size doesn't go down. Therefore, useRemainder doesn't kick in. If I switch to Survival and I right click, there we go. The stack size goes down and it kicks in and I get my cobblestone back. But saying that, I still think I prefer this version. I mean, if you're in Creative, you don't even need compressed stuff, do you? You just keep everything in the Creative menu and get it out whenever you want. So I think I like this. One last little bit of waffling. Do have a problem if I try to introduce it to the Infernium server. Probably quite a few of us have already got compressed items, and this will not work with them. But I think it might be a good idea to just say, hey, let's convert now. Everyone, uncompress your items. I'll sort out the data pack, and then we'll move on. Anyway, how do we make this? If you're still here, you didn't use a timestamp. Well done. Right, let's pop over to the data pack. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today. Okay, so it literally is a recipe. That's it. We don't have any macro functions. We don't have anything else. It's literally just a recipe. Now, you will notice I have a give command. That is so I could give myself one as an admin. We've got double give there. Let's get rid of that. Give. That's just so I could give myself one for testing purposes. I usually do that first, and then I make recipes and play around. We're not going to do a tutorial on this, but it's been on screen long enough that you can look at it, and I will leave it in the data pack in case you want to use it. So, let's just get rid of that and go straight onto the recipe. I think we'll do misode. Yeah, it's going to be easier. Let's go over to misode. How do we get there? Here? We're already in recipe generator. Okay, so normally when you open recipe at misode, you'll be here. Popular generators, recipe will be on the left. If the generator you can't find isn't there, it'll be in all generators. Right, type is going to be shaped. Category, I'll put it under miscellaneous. I don't know if you even need to set a category. Pattern, well, I'm going to have cobblestone across the top, cobblestone across the middle, and cobblestone across the bottom. Now, I need to say, what does this C mean? So let's go to key. C means, I don't want a list. I will just have a string, and C means cobblestone. See, so it showed me my recipe. There we go. If I put 9 cobblestone in a grid, I will get, well, nothing at the moment because I haven't set a result. So, let's set a result. Now, I'm going to use a poisonous potato because it has no crafting recipes and you can't really do anything with it. It's pretty useless. But that does mean we have to remove its food component. Because I believe the poisonous potato has a food component of you can only eat it when you're hungry, and we don't want that. So we will have to remove its food component. So let's do poisonous potato, and we'll add some components. What did we have? Well, we had an item name, and it had colours and things. So let's put in item name. We'll add that. We had some item lore, so let's find lore and add that. So you can see them being added down here. We want an item model, because it didn't look like a poisonous potato. It looked like a cobblestone, so we'll need an item model for that. Let's add that. We want the use remainder. So when the stack size goes down by 1, what are you going to get back? Let's add that. And then we need to be able to sort of eat it. So we need the Minecraft consumable, because we want to change a few things there. So we'll put in the Minecraft consumable. We'll add that. And here is where poisonous potato comes with the food component already. So we need to remove it. So we're not going to use this top box. We're going to use this bottom box, where you can see it says not. And we're going to go down to not food. And we're going to add that. So that's going to effectively remove the food component from our poisonous potato. Right, let's fill some of this in. Okay, first we'll do the item name. Now I want it to have colours and stuff, so I'm not going to do string, I'm going to do text. We're not using a resource pack for this. Well, maybe if you're interested in seeing how we do it with translate and changing the icon and stuff, then you can either check out the older video, which I'll link in the description, or just say, hey, could you add a resource pack to this video? I'd be interested in that. Yeah, well, and I'll pop that up for you, no problem at all. So I want this to be compressed cobblestone, and I want to add a colour, which we'll pick an enum, because that means we get to just pick from a list here. And I'll say dark green, and I'm going to say it's bold. Because we don't have a data pack, it's nice to give it a big, bold name, so it really stands out from the normal stuff. Obviously, if they're just looking at it in a chest, it's going to look exactly the same. You really do want a resource pack for this. Minecraft lore, let's add a bit of lore. We'll just have that as a string. We'll say right click to decompress. We need an item model. I will just use cobblestone. We use a use remainder. Well, that's going to be cobblestone again, because when the stack size goes down by 1, I want to get cobblestone back. And we'll give a count. I'm going to get 9 back, because that's the recipe we were making. We use 9 cobblestone to make 1 compressed. If our stack size of compressed cobblestone goes down by 1, then give the player 9 cobblestone. Cool. Minecraft consumable consumes seconds. Now, if you wanted to put a delay on this, you can. I don't think you do. I'm going to put 0. Animation? Probably none. Let's go for none. You can play around with some of those if you want. We'll go for none. Sound? I'm going to put a sound on, and because I found this nice little just put a string. I found this nice little UI.HUD bubble pop. So it makes this little like pop, 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 pop each time you decompress. And I like that, but I don't want any particles, so we'll set that to false. On consume effects, I don't want any effects. If you did, you could add that, give them poison every time they uncompress something. Seems a bit mean. And then not Minecraft food, that has no parameters because it's just removing that. The reason we've put that on, we've only put that on because poisonous potato has the food component already. If you had picked here an item, let's say a stick, you can't eat a stick. So therefore a stick does not have the food component, you wouldn't have to remove it. That's the only reason I'm removing it. Let's copy that. Let's put it into the recipe. And let's press save. And I believe we're done. That is it. It's just that recipe. There's nothing else. Minecraft coding will handle everything else for you. It's so much better. We don't have to take any functions. We don't need any macros. Just Minecraft will do it all for us. Let's go back. Let's do, well, let's not do a reload yet. Let's just compress all of this. We still can compress it. Okay, let's just do the reload. Make sure we are on the new version. I'll tell you what, let's make a change. Right click to decompress this stuff. Oh, yeah. There we go. We'll just make a change so we know that we are actually... I'm not just typing rubbish somewhere else. Let's reload that. Okay. Oh. Well, that's not what I wanted to do, and now I can't get rid of it. Yes, I can. There we go. Ha ha ha. Right. Let's compress all of this. Ah, there we go. Right-click to decompress this stuff. Oh, yeah. Exactly what we just typed. So we can right-click it. We get that lovely little pop sound, which I really like. And we have all our cobblestone back. There we go. I was just about to say, why haven't I got 64? Well, we'll forget about that one there. So, job done. Oh, sorry, that's my bum. Job done. Such a much better solution, I think. So I'm going to encourage the people on Infernium to decompress everything they currently have, and then I will go through and change all of the compressible items into using this new sort of new way of doing it, the use remainder. Does mean, though, I will have to sort out the recipe, so we're using translate, and we're using a custom texture. Because we want them to look a bit different, at least. Or at least set it up with some sort of default custom texture so people can tell them apart. And then if someone wants to make me, nicer icons, I will not say no, because I'm very bad at that. So, tell me if you want to see this done with translations and a resource pack, custom textures, etc. If you do, that's great, because I'm going to have to look into it anyway. And then I'll make a tutorial on that. And then I'll say, hey guys on Infernium, decompress all your stuff, because we're about to change how decompression works. Cool, there we go, we're done. Let's try not to waffle on too long. Thank you very much for Starflyer for suggesting this, because it's removed. It does the same thing. I think, other than the fact the last piece of cobblestone doesn't go on the pile, I think it does it much better. A bit slower, I don't get spammed. Anyway, let's not waffle. Thanks to Starflyer. You all have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.